The Marketable Woman presents Are You Bankable? The workshop.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Scattered Seeds, the podcast. I'm your host, Rose, and I'm with the lovely, beautiful, intelligent
This is Kacee.
I know it's a beautiful day. And in this podcast, we discuss all the things that us as the evolving woman has gone through and is currently growing through. So let's get into it. What are we talking about today, Kacee?
So we are talking about our latest project. I don't even want to call it a project. The latest facet of the Marketable Woman. This is super, super, super exciting, right? So we are talking about the Marketable Woman presents Are You Bankable? The workshop.
Work. So exciting. So I had a question. What's between a workshop and a masterclass?
You know, trying to find different ways to evolve ourselves and get us to the next level. And I know you and I both do different workshops and different trainings and just different things so that we have this knowledge and we're able to share with the world. We get so excited about it. But for us, because we are evolving women, we are the marketable woman, our mantra, our brand mantra is always about the inner work that's constantly ongoing. And one of the things that's in our e-guide that we say, life is a journey, not a destination. So you're never finished. So the reason why we call it a workshop is because even when you complete it, it's not mastered. You still have work to do. So it's a workshop.
Oh, I like that.
Two snaps and a finger roll. That's my thing on Instagram.
I definitely agree. I attend a lot of master classes, a lot of workshops. I just love learning. Like, I love learning from different people. Yeah. He has a wealth of knowledge and just different perspectives. I attended a nice workshop, actually master class, from First Lady Lily, and it was really good. It was about having an S corp, the reason why you should have an S corp, and I think it's on her page if you guys want to go check it out. It was informational because I love just getting so much different information. Like, I might have an idea or some knowledge on it, but there's always something that you may not know. So I advise people to tap in, tune in, like even with our class that we're going to do, if it's like, oh, you know what, I know that. You don't know, because we have inside trader secrets, right? Because, girl, what you do? What you do for work? What you do, honey? Who are you? Why am I going to learn from you?
Which job?
The first one.
What are we talking about? Which one?
9 to 5, that one.
Oh, my first job. my 8 to 5. You know how that get, girl. My 8 to 5. So I'm a business center manager too, because you know titles are everything. Vice president, and essentially what I do is business development in the retail setting. So I am 1 million and under. So all of your PPP questions, all of your PPP loans, your first round, second round, actually, since Moneybag Joe just extended it for us. Shout out to Moneybag Joe for keeping this money in the loop. Moneybag Joe. So that's what I do. I do business development, and even in the challenges of what we're still in, this pandemic, it's finding different ways to get out and do business. You know, a lot of what we used to do was speak to the street business development. So that was actually out visiting clients, prospects. You're talking about cold calling. This was like literally knocking on someone's door, like, hey, can I come into your business and talk to you today? So some of the challenges have arisen with that because, you know, that's just not a viable option any longer. So it's finding new ways to contact and remain in contact with people who just kind of feel like their business may be folding, but they're also too looking for opportunities in this facet. So that is my 8 to 5, or whenever it stems. I guess that's what we'll call that. Well, I swat bugs. That's the great thing about the South. The weather is beautiful, but I got a lizard over here by my foot. I've got a dragonfly over here flying and bees everywhere. So if you see me...
I want to talk about the gloomy over here.
Oh, well, I'm sending you some sunshine. You look, I mean, we can't tell from the way that you're glowing. We can't tell anything about how the weather is. It looks like it's you've got the ray of light with you.
I have a question for you though, Kacee, because I was thinking about this last night. And correct me if I'm wrong. Are you the first Black woman VP at your company?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's awesome, because I thought about that for me, because I was the first Black woman VP at my prior company. So I was just like, oh, look how connected that is, right?
We're going to talk about that. Those I don't even want to call them nuances, but those parts of our lives that run parallel that we never even recognize. And so we happen to be telling a story. You're like, wait, is that my story or her story?
Awesome. And obviously, from being in the banking setting, the retail banking setting, we learn a lot about how these big banks like to bank people, right? What they like to approve, what they like not to approve, how to kind of who you need to know to kind of get what you need, because
who you need to know.
Because you know that when it's like that business banker's favorite customer, he makes sure he gets all the extra first-hand dibs on new products, new services that's offered, new loans, new lending criteria. And sometimes they'll overlook little things. But when it's your package, they're like, we don't want that. Nope. Oh, that's their home address. So that's why you guys need to attend our workshop.
Get that big reject stamp on it, right?
Yeah. Do you remember back in the day where we used to have to go knock on the doors, blitzing?
I liked blitzing. I liked blitzing because I like to put together like the little packages. My favorite was the CPA blitz, like the one that we probably start like end of January. We probably start the CPA blitz. So we'd all of the managers and the assistant managers and the business development officers would get in the car, meet up at was it Sherwood Diner in Westport?
Yes.
Sherwood Diner in Westport. Everybody's doing their kickoff, getting their coffee, and then we'd all get in the car and go drop off the calculators and the like the old school mechanical pencils and just like a bag full of TD branded stuff to the CPAs so they could get prepared for tax time. That was my favorite blitz. I didn't like the small business blitz.
So
but that was my favorite.
Doesn't know what it is. Kacee kind of just explained it. So what we used to do for the bank is that we used to target certain industries, certain professionals, right, in certain industries, and we compile like a packet, like a gift bag. Like Kacee said, it had calculators, pens, like a lot of TD branded paraphernalia that we would want to give out. And that was their way into the door to kind of build that relationship, because it was kind of a cold knock, but we're making it a warm knock, would you say?
Yeah, warm transfer almost. Yeah.
And you could definitely do that in your business today, but I guess you really can't knock on people.
Oh, businesses. No, but what can you do?
Yeah. What can you do?
Awesome. There's a lot that you can do, but I'm just thinking about the spirit of what you were just saying, blitzing. So one of our favorite things to do, and this is the free gym, so go ahead and please write this down. One of the favorite things that we like to do is get branded items, right? So let's just say you have a hair salon, right? And now you're about to sell lashes. So what you could do to launch the new facet of your business and probably do a refresh to your existing business, do some marketing cards. So have your logo on it, put your name on it, all of your handles. So whatever you're on, Pinterest, Clubhouse, like all of your handles, every social media facet that you're on. And if you can, try to make them as uniform as possible. I do recognize that some social media settings, if you've had it for a while, they don't allow you to change it or whatever the case may be. But if you can, try to make them all scattered seeds. Let's try to make them all scattered seeds, right? So now we're getting into lashes. So we want to go ahead and want to target 10 influencers. Maybe they are my friends, other businesswomen, whoever I know that's going to wear them, be out and about with them, shoot me some video, post it, tag it or whatever. I'm going to send them my new lashes. I may also send them a branded face mask because let's be clear, we need those now, right? I may also send them some pins with, again, it's all branded, so it's all merch and it's all free marketing for you. So when someone's using it, they're signing for something and they're using your pen. Oh, where did you get that? Oh, I got that from Scattered Seeds. Oh, she does lashes. Oh, did you know she also does hair? Girl, she could lay a wig. That is how the conversation goes. Small business tip number.
That was a good one, girl. I remember that because I used to go around and I would see TD Bank pens everywhere. And that's a great thing when you have your own merchandise and you can leave it at the restaurants, leave it at the nail salon, leave it at the hair store, wherever you frequent. Build a relationship with that business owner to be able and ask them, say, hey, do you mind if I put some business cards up? Do you mind if I give you this for free to give out to some of your customers? What they say, closed mouths don't get fed. So you got to ask for what you want. And don't think people are knocking on your door trying to get opportunities. It don't really work like that all the time, but sometimes. That was a good tip.
Sometimes they fall into your path.
It does.
And another one, since we're adding that. I'm thinking about the pins, right? Because remember they used to teach us when we went to training to become a manager. Every time you sign with something, wherever you're at, so you at a Starbucks and you're signing, or you're at the restaurant, you swap out their pin and leave your pin.
Yeah.
That's how you see. I actually remember I did my mortgage with another bank. When I signed at this bank, they had TD pins. And I was cracking up talking to the other manager who was there. And I was like, y'all got to get it together because how did you just hand me a TD pen?
You had another bank's pen when you were doing your
work.
Unless I could say, like, say if I have a business partner and it's a separate brand, like Kacee has a lot of different brands, I have a lot of different brands. To me, that makes sense, right? But even if you're in direct competition, right. That didn't make no sense. That didn't make no sense.
No. But I just thought that. I was like, this is very telling about marketing.
It is. And then actually about the employees that work in that building that they didn't care enough to fix it. They said, F that. I'm going to leave this.
That's true. That's important. That is so important. Because if I had seen that when I was on my watch, oh, no. That'd have been cleaned up quick, fast, and in a hurry. But that's true. That speaks volumes to how invested the employees and the team and the management is. So that's a great one.
Speaking about investing, I guess when I think about even investing in your own business, like how invested are you in the growth of your own business? Because especially in the startup stage, it's difficult because you don't really well known. You don't really have a lot of support. The people that you think is going to support you, it's not that they want to support you. They just got other stuff going on and they're not really worried about you. So you're like, oh, I know I got 5 people that's at least going to do this and this. And then when they're not showing up, you get disappointed and you lose sight of your vision. But it's very important in your beginning stage. The most important thing I could think of is consistency. Like, don't stop at all, because people are still watching you, although they may not be supporting you the way that you want to be supported. They're still watching you and looking to see what you're going to do with what you have. What you say about that, Kacee?
I think that's important. And I also think it's important that you actually tell people how you need them to show up for you, because a lot of times we are disappointed based on expectations that we've set in our mind that we haven't shared with the people that we want to show up for us. So there's nothing wrong. Like Rose said earlier, closed mouth unfed, you have to explicitly state what you're looking for. Or what you need, or what support looks like to you, because I may be thinking that support is buying your lashes and never posting it or tagging it or saying, you know, I got these lashes from Rose, but I supported you because I bought it. But you're looking for me to add, you know, influence based on my followers, and you want access to my network, but you didn't share that with me. You know what I mean? So I think I'm being a good friend, and I purchased your lashes and I'm wearing them. I'm wearing them out. I'm going out. I'm doing it, but I'm not posting. I'm not tagging you. I'm not giving you the support that you need. So I think it's important to explicitly state what you're looking for from your core foundation, from your core support group, what support looks like to you. And I think that translates into all realms, relationships, friendships, business, like set clear expectations so that everybody's clear on that. And I think, again, with a startup phase, start. You know, it doesn't matter where you start, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, and it doesn't matter if you register your LLC and then do your bank account, or if you do PayPal first and then decide you want to upgrade it into it. Like, it does not matter. You just have to start. Doesn't matter if you're selling out of your car and then you get registered. Like, whatever, just do it. Just go for it.
Do it.
That's what we'll say.
You dropped so many gems with that one. Just so much. I love the whole support thing. You have to like you have to teach people how to love you. You definitely have to teach people how to support you, because that was a big one I was experiencing back in the days with my friends who had their own brands, and I thought I was supporting them by buying every item that they dropped, but I would never post. I wasn't really on social media like that, and my friend didn't at the time. She was a little hurt by that, but we never had that conversation, so I didn't know, and I felt bad. So it is very important to show up how your friends want you to show up for them. And if you can't, you can let them know, because it's nothing. Sometimes we just can't do it. My friend, she launched a coffee business called Obel Coffee Company. We have a code, Marketablewoman 10, go save 10% off. And she's selling Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, and it's delicious. And we talk, and she'll tell us what she might need from us. But most of the time, we're giving her more than what she needs from us, because we support her vision and we love the business. And that's important. And she's not afraid to ask if she needs something from us. And I love that. So don't let your ego block your blessings.
Pride and ego sometimes, you know, it can absolutely do it to you.
Yes, but this episode is going to be a short episode, but we're going to be dropping 2 for you guys, so look out for that. But before we end, our new segment called Girl Go Off, remember? Do you have anything to go off about?
Yes, I do have some things to go off about.
I do too.
Oh, okay, well, go off.
It was from the time when I said I forgot last episode, if you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, come on, girl.
I was just like, okay. So we were preparing for our photo shoot, which we had, and I'm reaching out to different vendors. This one in particular was a makeup artist, and I connected with her. Everything was great. She was welcoming. We did a consultation on the phone. She was familiar with me. I'm assuming she did some research on who I was and our brand. Cool. When we go to solidify the contract, and it was really late at night, she asks me for my business partner's name. Fine, I give it to her, right? And then maybe minutes later, I'm on the phone with Kacee, and Kacee said, "Girl, did you see the email?" And I'm like, "No, what email?" So I had to go and look. And honey, she essentially said that she didn't want to do business with us. But
which is fine.
Yes, it's absolutely fine, because one thing as entrepreneurs, you get to choose who you do business with. Now, when you're in a big corporation, you really can't do that because that's discrimination. But as being an entrepreneur, right, you can tell somebody that maybe you don't have the capacity or maybe the visions don't align, fine. So I have no problem with her saying that she could not do business with us, because beforehand it was all fine and dandy, right? And now I'm assuming because she didn't fill in the blanks for us. But from the email, which I won't get into too much detail, she essentially said that God told her that she can't work with us, honey. And
wait, rewind, because you left out a very, very important part.
Okay, go ahead.
When she initially, after she did her first segment of her research, right? When she was praising us to the glories about the work that we do with young women and the fact that we are creating space for women in business and sharing knowledge and just like over the moon excitement about being able to work with us. Didn't mean to cut you off, but you forgot that part, and that was intentional.
No,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I did need you to add that for context. So her email pretty much said that God told her, as the woman that God is having her become, God told her that she couldn't work with us because it doesn't align, which is fine. But I'm just like, stop using Jesus Christ's name to discriminate against people. Stop it. Stop it. Regardless if maybe something about us doesn't fit what you want to do, that's fine. Just say, hey, you know what? And this is a tip. As an entrepreneur and as a professional, you're going to come across people that you may not be able to work with. But you're not going to say, I don't want to work with you because you're black. I don't want to work with you because I think you worship the devil. I don't want to work with you because I don't like what you do. Just say, you know what? I don't have the capacity right now. I apologize. I thought I'll be able to take this, but right now I'm not able to work with you. Or maybe you can say right now, this is not the way my brand is going. That's fine. But to use God's name and discriminate, stop it. Stop it. Because I'm just like, I believe in the Lord.
Absolutely.
And what I do know is that the Lord says, judge not, lest ye be judged, right? So why people judging people, sis? And then saying God told you, stop it. I wish you nothing but success and prosperity in your business endeavors, and I hope you grow up a little bit more to be able to handle these type of situations in a more edified way. But for now, it wasn't it. I'm disappointed in you. But that too shall pass. Anyways, that's all. That's my spill on that. That's on that.
That's that on that.
That's on that, for real. Hot ass mess. But anyways, what you going off about?
Child, I feel like in comparison to that, I ain't got nothing to go off about, because that right there was a mouthful, and it was an experience too. And I will add, so again, in the spirit of discrimination, which is what we essentially felt like it was, we too, and like shame on us to a degree, because I don't believe that we did enough research, right? Because then when we went back, again, while we're on the phone, filling in the blanks for ourselves, we went back and looked at her catalog, we looked at her work, and that's when we started to fill in the blanks. We looked at the women that she was working with, and they lacked
melanin.
So, and I've come into contact with this. I'll share a very interesting story. I've come into contact with this on several times, and I actually come into contact a lot with it now in my current role, because my name is Kacee, right? Kacee King, and it's a very who knows what name, right? And then you get on the phone with me, and you don't know who you're speaking to, or what I may sound like, unless you know me, and then I'm like, girl, sis, you know what I'm saying? But generally, if you're conducting business with me, you may or may not be able to pick up on certain undertones if you're code switching and you speak that language, right? So some years ago, college, so probably 2005, and I was in Virginia. At the time, I went to school in Richmond, so shout out to VCU. And I was interning for Wachovia. Well, First Union is how dated I is. So First Union before it was Wachovia, before it was Wells Fargo. So if you can follow. So I was interning there at the time, and I had kind of just gotten my foot into banking, and I was like, I'm ready to take on more of I wanted to do credit analyst at the time. So anyway, I did the application, had my cover letter, had, the person that I was interning for, they did the write-up for me, cool. And bear in mind, even though Richmond is, like y'all think Richmond is, it is still the South. You still go down there, you will still see the trading blocks with the slave shackles right uptown where the school is. So it's still very Plantation Row. It's still very, very Southern. So anyway, so all that to say, had the phone interview, all good. Went in, and I was met by the receptionist, and I'm like, hey, I'm Kacee King here for like 11 or whatever. And she's like didn't even hide it. She was just like, oh, well, let me go call. So again, she didn't hide it. She gets on the phone like right in front of me, and she's like, Kacee King is here, but it's not the Kacee King you thought.
She didn't. No, she didn't.
And I can laugh now, but I mean, this was young me. I was like, what, 19, maybe, super young, you know, trying to get out on this, embarking on my professional journey. So still taking in a lot. And at that time, very, how would you say it? Impressionable, I guess I would say. So still very much looking for guidance and looking for leadership, and to walk into, and you got to think about it, like this is the financial district of Richmond. So it's all the tall buildings, like all the, you know, the huge Wells Fargo's, the huge Capital One. So I'm walking in, I've got my best foot forward, got my chest up. And then I got that and I was just deflated.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I went in there. I did do the interview. They did offer me the position, but I turned it down because I felt like it was a diversity hire. Like he almost said to that degree, like, oh, you know, we'll go ahead and take a risk. It's something we've never done before, so we'll go ahead and do it. And I was just like, talking about things that don't align with your brand. I was like, yeah, no, not for me. So that's my experience with my name, with showing up as who you are, with sticking true to your brand, and being able to say no when things present themselves to you and they don't fit.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we'll be back. This is a shorter episode than normal. I hope you found value. I love this episode. I love this podcast. I love my sis. So we're just happy to be here anytime we could be here.
And we neglected to mention in the beginning, we got all excited talking about our workshop, but since you got the drop and you are the first ones here, the special exclusive for you all tuning in, we are launching our workshop for April 25th. So tune in, tap in. Of course, we're going to have some amazing marketing from my good sis over here who just has like the magic fingers. She can get it all done. She is one of the most amazing people like that can actually take a vision that's in her mind. Because if y'all ever get in my head, it's ugly up there, right? It's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there. But she can take everything that's going on in her mind and bring it to fruition, which I think is super, super dope. And I'm in awe of it. But so stay tuned. We'll have some super exclusive content for you to talk about it. And we are super, super excited about this inner workshop, outer workshop, the ongoing journey. One of the things that is near and dear to our hearts. And we just have so much that we are excited to share with you. So thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye. Till next time.
Peace.